You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, presented by the Only One Media Group. This is the people's choice for quality interviews, celebrities and special guests. Hosted by Demetrius Dinny Reynolds. Call in to join the mix at 701-801-9813. For the complete archive of episodes, visit onlyonemediagroup.com and be sure to like us on Facebook at Vigilantes Radio. We welcome all. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds. Enjoy the show.
Yo, what is up? And welcome to another awesome episode of Vigilantes Radio. I am your host, dini-mussolini, and there are over 27,000 of you guys right now in our chat room, on the browser, Google Hangout, Skype, on the phone lines, all the plugins that we use to run these episodes. You guys are filling them up, and I appreciate that greatly. We have a very special guest for tonight's episode, so you definitely want to stick around for that. We are often anxious to improve our circumstances, yet we are reluctant to improve ourselves. Even if that were possible, it would not be of any use, because circumstances do not bring true happiness. They can amplify our happiness, but they cannot cause it to happen. You are a bundle of possibilities. Your current circumstances are the outward and visible manifestation of just one set of possibilities. If you're unhappy with your circumstance, then focus on developing your other possibilities within yourself. Your outer world mirrors the person you are inside. You do not attract what you want. Rather, you attract what you are. To have the things you want, be the person who is capable of having them. Be the best you can be, and you'll have the best life to give. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word. And word is bond.
You're live in the mix. Let's get this started.
Yo, hello, and welcome to another awesome episode of Inside the Music, or the book, or film, or even the business, where we dive into the minds of the people who create these marvelous things. It feels so good to be back with you guys once again. Big ups to my folks who are indigos, crystalline, or the starseeds, for my Vigilantes audience family, for my hooligans, and shout out to my people who are vegetarian or vegans. If you're in a struggle like me, we are averaging over 37,000 live listeners, and we've been at this for 5 solid years. I appreciate to all you guys who've been rocking with the kid on this journey, and we are still evolving, baby. It is all because of you, most definitely. We are the people who have dedicated their lives to music, spirituality, business, literature, art, films, and research in every aspect. And we want to allow you an opportunity to tell your story. Man, we've had celebrities on our show, from Grammy Award-winning artists, nominees, to actors, comedians, CEOs, technology revolutionaries, visual artists, from authors to professors, and vampires. Or people who think they're vampires. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. Come on our show and talk to me. So check it out to book your interview or to appear on my other show called Skeptics. Email me at vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com, and that's V as in Victor. We hope to get the stories behind these unique people and give them a chance to tell their truth to us and the universe. That is Vigilantes Radio sole purpose. You know the number to dial, 701-801-9813. Share that number with your buddy right now and tell them to tune in to connect with us or our guests, or you can hop in the mix directly from our website, which is onlyonemediagroup.com. Right from the homepage, you can slap that go live button and you'll be here live in the mix and in the chat room with all of us. So feel free to shoot over some questions to ask our guests while they are here, but only as time permits. Sometimes my guests and I talk entirely too much. And as always, all episodes are available for free download, and you can grab them from either Spreaker.com/only one media group, iTunes, Player.fm, YouTube, any app from the Google Play or iTunes store, or over at our website. And that goes for every single episode that we've ever aired.
Well, tonight's interview is that I want to say this correctly, so bear with me. Ayta Zed Interview. We'll find out if I goofed that up, right? All right, so we are dedicated, we are the people who have dedicated to the weekdays and nights to music, movies, news, business ventures, and just talk in general, from our incredible writing and promotion here on our new Facebook page, which is Vigilantes Radio. By the way, go like it. To our interviews and music show on Vigilantes Radio, which is what you're tuning to now, or our show called Skeptics of the Handshake. And that's where we talk music business, of course, success, money, anything and everything under the sun. Nothing is off limits on that show. And then we have another show called Hated It, and that's where Mike and I review movies of all kinds. We spend each and every day giving our maximum effort to create a vibrant, exciting, indie and professional community for all creative minds that coexist in this beautiful artistic world. Like I told you guys, our special guest today is an artist by the name of Ayta Zed from Canada. So let's go ahead and get this thing cracking. Hey man, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
All right. So, first things first, did I goof up your name?
No, you got it perfectly.
Awesome. I am so awesome. I think I'm going to have a pecan pie when the show ends. Man, how are you feeling, bro? How are you feeling?
Man, it's good. I feel good. It's one of those things where, you put so much into something to finally let it go and exist in the world. And it's kind of like bittersweet because, if it were up to the artist, you would be working on this thing forever. But when you finally let it out into the world and you get the response, it's a good feeling too.
Definitely, man. Are you feeling any pressure to succeed?
I think one of the things that's most important with it is that one of the things I learned this year specifically is the first person you talk to is you. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy with it to the point where it's like, nothing, I put so much into it and, I'm so happy with the result. If it doesn't work out, hey, there's the next time, and there's one after that and one after that. But I think it's important not to get disillusioned with results, more so just the importance of making a genuine product.
Right on. So, man, what is the secret to making a genuine product? I mean, is it in the production, the songwriting, the assembly, maximizing everything to potential?
I think part of it, especially nowadays, I think most of it is the artist is the secret, because you have production, songwriting, mixing, mastering, sequencing, and they're all really vital lenses to look through when you're making an album. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's something that the other person can replicate by word of mouth, especially because you find it a lot more common for artists that produce, write, direct, and design their entire vision, and it gives us a control in a way we haven't seen before. So I think that's where the secret lies right now, in just how involved artists are nowadays, with every discipline, not just limiting themselves to one.
Definitely. So let's talk about you, man. Give us your life story.
So I started writing poetry when I was 15. And it wasn't until Monday in the Sky where I could really bridge poetry, music, and design. And in high school, I studied theater. And my teacher, Carrie Rambo, she presented it in such a way where your attention to detail doesn't mean that you lose sight of the bigger picture. So all the cogs are aligned, the clock is ticking, everything plays its role. And I've learned that through theater, that's how I approach a project. Everyone has a very essential role in it, and without them, it would fall apart, and so, just with that sort of approach in a different way.
Yeah,
for sure.
All right. So I wrote this particular question with your song Tonight in mind. It's pretty cool, man. I love the song, believe it or not. It's different in what the state of mainstream music industry is offering right now. And I definitely like that. Always love refreshing sounds. So you're dealing out sounds of the time, in my opinion. Your track is definitely slapping and wavy. The lyrics on point and all in the right space when we speak about structure and all. So give us some insight into this particular song.
Well, first of all, thank you for the words. But it was actually the first song written for this album. I had a block for about 6 months, and where I was painting, but I couldn't get anything out, and it wasn't necessarily I was frustrated at myself. It was more so just taking the time to think in which direction I sonically wanted to head in. And so I was culminating that over 6 months before it sort of kind of just came out over the song. And it is the most personal song on the album, but a lot of people seem to gravitate towards it. I would show it to people and they would be like, hey, can you play that one again? Or, I really like this one. And it was just a consensus, because it wasn't any of these people had listened to it together. It was only when I would show it to them. And once the album was finished, ironically enough, Tonight was the only song that made sense to release first. So it goes to show you.
Okay. So what have you accomplished, man, now in the stage that you are at now compared to when you first started out?
I think the most important thing is the foundation to keep building. So I've been making music for about 6 years, and I rarely release any material. I have about 11 projects just sitting on my iTunes. And, I'm talking cover art, title, and everything. They're ready to go. They're just sitting there. But, a lot of it seemed like it was practice. So I was trying to find my sound and creating something significantly different along the way.
Right.
And so the thing is, a lot of times, even on the song on Tonight, it says, unfortunately, I'm plagued with fear and doubt. You as an artist are going back and forth between, is it good enough? Is it not? Mm-hmm. But, you know that you're capable of, great things. So.
Right. Man, your story sounds a bit like mine. When I was
yeah?
Yeah, man, I just have hard drives and folders of music, and could be some gems in there, who knows. But nowadays I tend to preach that you shouldn't hide your talent no matter what you think about it. Sometimes we are our own worst enemy, and we tend to get in our way sometimes.
Yes.
So man, I'm telling you, man, let it out, dude. That is a lot of work, 6 years worth of development. Who knows? I mean, a rough cut could be one of those diamonds in the rough that just need more polishing.
Jay-Z says it takes 10, so we'll see.
Yeah. But, so if you could put your music... Yeah. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, going back to that about us being our own worst enemy sometimes, it's one of those things where you even figure that out along the way. You know, you limit yourself to think that, oh, maybe I'm only supposed to rap, or I'm only supposed to make this sort of music, or, you know, without thinking that you could branch out and do more.
Definitely. And I think you hit the nail on the head when you said, you know, we talk to ourselves first. With the first person we talk to. So it's like, okay, so what are we telling ourselves, though? You know, what seed are we planting in our mind for that day, for that week, for the month, for the year? Good stuff, man.
Exactly.
Good stuff. So if you could put your music into the hands of another artist or producer or engineer, who would you want that to be?
You know, I would probably say Frank Ocean. His music has done a lot for me over the years. And the way he captures moments is incredible to me. You know, for example, I remember when Blonde came out and everyone was like, very like Channel Orange versus Blonde, like this one's better than this one. But when Channel Orange came out, it was the summer after graduating high school for me. But then when Blonde came out, it's almost as if I had grown with the album, and Blonde was how I felt at that moment, you know, 4 years later. And it was interesting because it kind of goes back to the whole, you know, the artist is the seeker, because I have no idea how he was able to pull that off, or how it make me feel that emotion necessarily. So, you know.
Yeah, man, Frank Ocean is dope. I didn't really pay attention to him until I heard this one song he did called Pink and White. And it was just a simple song, but just the way that he structured the song. And then I think he had Beyonce vocals in the background. I don't think anybody really caught that.
Talk about the flex. You trying to put Beyonce in the background.
Like who can do that to the Queen Bees? Like, that is some magical music stuff, man. And so ever since I heard that record, man, I started paying attention to Frank Ocean a little bit more. And I was like, okay, this guy's a musical genius. Man,
it's funny because even for me, there were certain songs that, for example, he has this like song American Wedding, which is a cover to Hotel California. But I didn't know the song Hotel California because I didn't really grow up listening to music in English. So when I heard his version, I was like, yeah, this is the one. And everyone's like, what is this nonsense? Like, you're doing this cover over Hotel California, this classic. I was like, yeah, but are you listening to what he's saying about American Wedding? And like, this is, you know what I mean? It was just something that outweighed sort of the classic versus modern debate, in my opinion, as well.
Definitely, man. If you could choose someone outside of your genre to work with, who would that be?
I would say, because I'm really interested in songwriting. Maybe someone like Lana Del Rey. I enjoy a lot of her music, and I remember really early on I would do like covers I would just like write a freestyle or like write a cool, you know, whatever 16 or whatever to a song and like put her hook over it and all this stuff, just like experimenting with sound. And I found like a lot of really cool things to contribute. So it would always be something that like I'd be really interested in working with her in that aspect of it. And be like, hey, like maybe you could rap like this on an album. I don't know, switch it up, like whatever it is.
Definitely, man. Man, you know, with all the with the way that the industry is moving, you know, and then fans have short attention spans. You have to constantly drop record after record. You know, at least that's how some people think. I don't think so. I think, you know, you should be able to live off a project for at least a year if it's dope, you know?
Exactly.
But how do you plan on challenging yourself as an artist as, you know, as you grow older?
I think it really has to like do with, for me, things have to have like an element of magical realism, so to speak. So something that can happen to you, but you know it wouldn't happen to you. But maybe it could, you still don't know. It's that unknown. And so I think continuing to dive into the unknown is something that you can keep looking at concepts that are more difficult to unpack each time, and challenge yourself that way. Because even though they say there's only like 7 stories that we can say, I don't think that's true. But there is a lot more than that.
Definitely. Man, Canada has manufactured, and I use that term loosely, but that's just how I think, when it comes to like countries, some of the dopest artists ever in our like musical history. And now here you go, man, ready to make your mark in this musical territory. As you get more attention, man, how does that make you feel, like as a person that's navigating through life?
I think there comes a certain point where, even going back to the us standing in our own way, where it gets a certain point where you might be actually trying to talk yourself out of it, believe it or not. So when I released this project. Just even like the response that I got from people, even just based on the cover art of it, because I really wanted to make a statement with that. Even with all these things lining up, I just sort of realized that wow, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good, man.
But I'm sorry. Seconds?
On the cover art, is that a female?
Yes, it is.
All right, so you threw me for a loop. I thought I was interviewing a female.
Oh, really?
So I was like, and I was like, oh man, she's dope, man. This is so artistic. I was like, oh man. So I'm writing all my witty lines, and then I checked out your Instagram, and I was like, oh, it's a dude. I said, you know what? That makes this even more incredible, because I admire when an artist doesn't put his face out there first, that you can be abstract, that you can live through art.
Exactly, and that's one of the important things about it. It's really abstract, and I don't know if you noticed, that there are other faces on the cover too, as well, in the corners. And I said, like, everything I think that this project is really like an experience, because you have sort of a storyline that goes with it. And so it is someone's experience with God, but not only meeting God, but realizing that God's a woman, and where does that character go from there? So it leaves it open to interpretation as you go through these different, emotions or different experiences throughout. In a very interesting sort of way. It plays with time. It goes back and forth, and that's something that was very deliberate, when putting into this project.
Okay. Ayta Zed is a little bit deeper than most. Okay. And what is some of your favorite social media platforms?
Definitely Instagram, I think, because it still gives you a personal element to it. Like, you could still, have, friends still on there, and have like your messages between them, or like share, group things between them, and, just post a picture, once a day or once every few days, and keep, your fans updated without having to constantly, thought after thought after thought. Because, sometimes, as we've seen on Twitter and stuff, sometimes that gets people in trouble, just tweeting thought after thought.
Yeah, I think Kanye went on a rant earlier to Drake.
Oh yeah. He said, he said he didn't clear the song. That's
he asked
another
for
artist
clearance, but didn't offer apology.
Yeah. That's another artist I would say I'd listen to this album, but like for the reason of, because I made the album with the like purpose of healing, just something he has to like listen to. Like, if a friend tells you, hey, I just heard this album, you should check it out. Just like that. Not for the reasons of blowing up real quick, but just more so like, just check this out, It's very relaxing. I don't know. There's a lot of lines on there. I mean, first off, it's like a project I didn't have to like use any profanity on, you know. And I'm not saying that I judge anyone who does, because I used to, and I like with a lot of my earlier stuff. But it was just like a personal goal for me, to make something, to challenge myself to make something where it had a lot of substance and I wasn't using certain words as a crutch.
Right, yeah. That's easy to do. Cursing is easy.
Yeah.
That's easy filler, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, how do you find a balance between like light and dark subjects?
I think, you know, with that, it's a really fine line, because you don't know, and I think with Tonight, it's a very fine line as well, because, you know, you do have this first verse of, you know, saying this character says he's the best kept secret in the universe. Like he knows, they know all their potential, what they're capable of, you know, but still being plagued by these like dark thoughts that, you know, still follow them around and won't let them advance. So that sort of balance, it is really hard, because, you know, maybe for the sake of the song, you might have to teeter one side or the other to just sort of kind of keep it interesting, or, you know, keep it surprising, or make the listener say, wait, run that back, I missed what happened, or you know. But it is always good to establish a certain balance, especially because, you know, I don't want the whole album to just be like leaning to one side.
Right.
But still having like a general theme around it.
Definitely. So what's important to you lyrically speaking?
For me, I think it goes back to the message that the artist is trying to portray. So, you know, because listeners can tell when something is genuine. You know, you have those moments when you know, you hear a song and the line is like really cheesy, and it might just put you off to it entirely. So, you know, and that's something I like to avoid. So part of that is being deliberate with every word. For example, I have this song called Queen, and I could have said on the hook, it's my queen and I, instead of it's the queen and I. And my has a possessive connotation in this context, and I didn't want that on the song. And, you know, we're talking about changing just the word my to the. So imagine what we could do with just like anything else. But at the same time, though, don't get me wrong, I think that music is also about different mindsets. I'm not one of those people that, you know, puts down artists like Young Thug or anything because they think that it's mumble rap. On the contrary, because if I'm out and about with my friends or whoever, to be honest with you, I don't really want to listen to my album if I'm out in the club. Like, this is not the type of album it is, like, you know. But if you throw on, you know, whoever is out right now, then yeah, it's fine, because it's just a different mindset. I'm partying, I'm having fun.
Right.
So I think it's just like, you know, the means to adapt, but there definitely could be change, because there is a lot of music that's kind of problematic, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
Definitely. All right, guys, after the music break, it'll be time for our usual tradition. It is called a hot seat, and our fans love this part of the segment, of course, along with the actual interview, but the audience will get a chance to hear Ayta Zed provide us with some vocals. Maybe he can sing, provide us poetry, inspirational speech, freestyle rap, jokes, stories, or even live instruments. You never know what these creative minds and vessels will produce in the spotlight, and today we'll find out if Ayta Zed has what it takes to be put on the spot, a test of his true artistry, and maybe even some hidden talents. But for right now, we have Ayta Zed with his song, Tonight. We'll be right back.
Tonight. 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 It's the best kept secret held in the universe. Recognition is coming, but I don't need it first. I simply pray with God. She says she'll visit soon. Conversations of beauty under the fullest moon. In the garden with roses, I feel my body eroding. My soul is elevating, feeling like my presence is chosen. Tonight. 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 But unfortunately, I'm plagued with fear and doubt. This depression does hold me, forces me different routes. I can't see clear in the night. The moon is missing from skies. My God won't answer, and I ask her, am I willing to fight? I cannot hear her reply. Advice is shrinking, and I don't think I'll make it to the wedding tonight. 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 She ain't meant for me, I can't explain, illusions growing. I'm in a trance, I'm broken, finding hair up under oceans. Manifest my wishes quick, death did come to visit. Sit, talk with me and tell me it's painless when I feel your kiss. Monday in the sky, I'm here, view is gorgeous, keep it near. Fear and doubt to dissipate, after life I couldn't wait. Blessings coming under sun, talking to my goddess. Some holds me close while writing prose. I found my peace, I feel at home. No regrets, cause death has left. I crossed the side that you can't find. You probably think I lost my mind, but here I found what you can't hide. Life. Tonight. 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 Tonight.
All right, and we are back. That was Ayta Zed with his song Tonight. Man, he makes my kind of music. You better believe I'm about to add that one to my personal playlist. Nothing succeeds like success. So when you do have some success, make the most of it. When you find something that works, expand it. Every accomplishment provides the building blocks for even greater accomplishments. No goal is a final destination, but rather another milestone along the path of growth and fulfillment. Look at how far you come and imagine how far you now can go. You've overcome countless challenges to arrive at today. Congratulations. And they've taught you to meet the challenge of the future. You've already succeeded in so many ways. Think of all the things that are right with your life. I know a lot of people love to think of all the things that are bad or wrong or the heartbreaks, but think about the good. Does the bad really outweigh the good? Think about it. Think about it now. And I know you see a lot of things on Facebook, down your timeline, oh, woe is me. But everything is not, as they seem. Everything is not bad. And then it also depends on how you look at situations. Sometimes situations make us who we are. They're going to come. They're going to come. So build on them and challenge yourself to achieve even greater success. Take that from me, dini-mussolini. That is my word, and word is bond. But for right now, let's bring back the man of the moment, Ayta Zed. You're back live in the midst with all of us and in our hot seat. So what are you going to perform?
So I was actually thinking of a poem that I wrote years ago.
Okay.
Just to not lose sight, But so it's called Clouds and Trees. But it kind of goes with the. This was written 2015. So it's interesting. So kind of plays into the motif of Monday in the Sky. But so started off in the clouds, and after falling and crashing down, touched the roots of a redwood. Now with the help of giraffes, I scale its back as I'm looking to climb my way up the trunk. Branch after branch, contact causing gash, hoping no one stops my conquest and burns this tree to ash. Talking to fauna, birds chirp, telling to attempt continuing this saga. After she left, reduced to nothing but a larva, as I now undergo the metamorphosis similar to that of Kafka's. Trauma induces this determination of being reunited in clouds with her creation. And if up there nothing for me is waiting, then abort mission, swing towards a new notion, and from the clouds I'm perched upon, jump and plummet into the ocean. 5 hours pass before the tip of the tree is reached. And as the sun rises, I realize I'm above the horizon, and on clouds perched upon, I instantly recognize the eyes hidden under eyelids. Finally, we've met again. Tragic ending as I reach for her to grab my hand, unstably standing on this branch, and as she hands me hers, she retreats and pulls back. Slipping, she let me fall. In midair, I hear my heart crack. Falling 1,000 feet, I'm thinking of the love she couldn't keep, and before the impact, a thought passes my head so honest. Humans like myself, too ambitious in their conquest, meant to stay a trunk of trees and clouds, strictly homes for a goddess.
Wow. Wow. I like that, man. So, how about your name, man? Where did it come from? Ayta Zed.
Ayta Zed. Ayta Zed. It's kind of like a play on, A to Z. And one of the, in what's it called, in Europe and stuff, they say Zed instead. And even here, in Canada, they say Zed. So Ayta Zed. But the concept of it is kind of like, ultimately, I want to create sort of like a network of everyone that like I would collaborate with becomes unofficially like part of A to Z, because it's not just one person, it's a lot of people, and I really want to highlight that in my work, that it's not just one person behind it all. It's a lot of people working together. So.
Yeah. Well, man, I definitely appreciate you being on our show tonight and sharing your incredible music with us.
Thank you.
Definitely, I can't wait to hear what else you drop in the future, bro.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me tonight. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. I hope you enjoy the album. And remember, if you want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at Ayta Zed, AYTAZED, and Monday in the Sky on Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal.
Definitely. And guys, just in case you need those links, we have them in the show notes and in the description of this episode. So all you have to do is click those hyperlinks and it'll take you right to it. Be blessed, man. Catch you later.
Thank you. Catch you. Bye.
Thank you, my Vigilantes family, as always, for checking out my podcast over here at Vigilantes Radio. All episodes are available for free download, and you can grab that from either Spreaker.com/Only One Media Group, iTunes, YouTube, any app that's on a Google Play or iTunes store, or our website, and that goes from every single episode that we've ever aired. If you'd like to request music or a particular guest or send something for me to play, email it to vradio@onlyonemediagroup.com. If it's music, please label it by artist and title. Here's my disclaimer. We are genre free, we do not judge, and we absolutely do not base our opinions on hearsay but facts alone. And actually, you can scratch all of that because all of my opinions are always right. That's the bottom line. This is my show, so deal with it. Nah, just kidding. On behalf of myself, Dini-Mussolini, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, either afterwards or live with us. Spread the word, because sharing is caring. We stepped up our game just for you guys and our guests to make sure that you have the best experience here on our show. Be sure to connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, as well as Spreaker. We always follow back. That is the #1 rule. Okay, well, just remember to be yourself and be absolutely great at just doing that. Avoid being too comfortable, because you're messing with your potential when you do that. Peace, and have a good night.
You are now listening to Vigilantes Radio, the people's choice for quality interviews, art, music, and hot topics. Hosted by Demetrius Houdini Black Reynolds of the duo No Longer the Hero. All episodes of this podcast are available for free download at www.onlyonemediagroup.com. This is a Seventh Sign Regime Rebirth Worldwide Syndicate exclusive.